I'm Griff Robodanger, and in this video, I'm going to take a well-known horror movie, Friday the 13th, the final chapter, and let a computer rewrite the story. This is
Scary Stories.
How does it work? I enter incomplete scenes from a movie's plot into an AI text generation tool and let it finish those scenes. Whatever wild detour the AI decides to take with the story, I have to do my best to get the story back on track. I'm also using AI image generators to illustrate some of the AI-generated portions of the story, to the best of their ability. Let's begin! The day after the murder spree at Higgins Haven, police and paramedics are busy cleaning up the bodies of the victims of Jason Voorhees. The police discover Jason with an axe wound in his forehead. Believing Jason to be dead, two paramedics deliver Jason's corpse to the Wessex County morgue. In the morgue, Coroner Axel and Nurse Robbie make out next to Jason's body. After Nurse Robbie leaves, Axel watches television. Jason Voorhees awakens from the dead and drags Axel to his decaying home in the forest and throws him into a furnace, turning him into a flesh-eating zombie? Jason impales Nurse Robbie with a butcher's knife and begins to eat her flesh. A police officer arrives at the scene and shoots Jason with a rifle. Jason explodes in flames and kills him. The following day, a female hitchhiker sits on the side of the road eating a banana. Jason sneaks up behind her and kills her with a machete before eating the banana. I guess that's better than him eating human flesh. Jason then pursues her car before dragging her off the road and decapitating her. Oh, so now she's dead? Jason approaches the survivors of Higgins Haven in the abandoned gas station and breaks into a convenience store where he kidnaps mechanic Vernon and his mother Karen, a cook, and cuts them into pieces with a chainsaw before eviscerating them and eating their flesh. Dude is just a straight up cannibal now. The survivors witness the murders and flee to a nearby farm where they discover Triple Down. A safe containing a gun, $50,000, a map, and an envelope labeled Jason. They take the envelope, but the envelope is cut open by Jason, who slices the top off the map and steals a portion of it before brutally attacking and killing them. Okay, let's get things back on track. A group of teenagers drives to Crystal Lake for the weekend. The teens arrive and meet neighbors Trish Jarvis, her 12-year-old brother Tommy, and the family dog Gordon. While going for a walk the next day, the teens meet twin sisters Tina and Terry, who join them for a swim. Meanwhile, Trish and Tommy are driving into town when their car breaks down. Trish and Tommy are helped out by a young man named Rob. Rob tells them he is in the area to hunt for his missing brother. Trish and Tommy, who believe the man is a serial killer, decide to take Rob's car in hopes of finding Trish's boyfriend, Paul. What? Trish and Tommy stop at a gas station where a self-proclaimed master killer named Jason arrives. Jason begins to dismember and eat a man, but is double down. Scared away by Ted and his girlfriend, Stephanie. Ted returns to the car with Rob, and they load a corpse into the back seat, planning to drive to the police station. Trish and Tommy continue to drive away from the gas station. Ted and Rob take the corpse to the police station, then return to the rental house. Rob leaves, and the teens begin to party. A jealous Sam sees Tina flirting with Paul and leaves. Sam goes out to the lake, strips off her clothes, and swims to an empty raft in the middle of the lake. Sam is relaxing in the raft when Jason suddenly appears and kills her by slicing her throat. Trish, Tommy, and Paul are enjoying themselves when Rob returns and brings Tommy's sister Terry with him. So if Terry is Tina's sister and Trish is Tommy's sister, are Terry, Trish, Tommy, and Tina all siblings? Sam's corpse is found in the woods. Paul attempts to revive the body, but is held hostage and attacked by Jason. Jason bites off the top of double down Paul's head, then his right arm, and makes off with his hand. Trish and Ted are at the lake when they hear Paul's screams. Jason finds them and chokes Ted to death with his hand, leaving him to die in Trish's arms. Jason and Terry then exit the house, where Jason bites her stomach in half. Terry pleads for her life. I feel like it's a little late for that. But Jason kills her by slicing her head off. Meanwhile, Trish gets worried. She finds Tommy, and they go home and realize that their mother is missing. Trish goes to search for her, but instead discovers Rob's campsite. Rob finally tells Trish the truth, that he has come to Crystal Lake to kill Jason Voorhees, because Jason used to be his babysitter when he was 6 years old. I gotta question his parents' judgment there. Rob, who grew up believing that Jason killed his mother, explains that he and his brother traveled the woods in order to hunt the monster. After discovering they were too young to hunt Jason, let's just double down on this one. Rob and his brother returned to their house in disgrace and never came back to Crystal Lake. Until now. Meanwhile, back at the party, Tina and Jimmy go upstairs to fool around. Jimmy goes downstairs to get a bottle of wine, but Jason suddenly shows up and kills him with a fireplace poker. Tommy and Sam find Jimmy's body. Wait, wasn't Sam murdered? Doug and Sarah discover Tina's body in the basement, and the possessed Terry, who appears to be insane and fixated on killing Jason. Wait, wasn't Terry decapitated? Sarah begs Terry not to kill her, but Terry, doubling down, attacks her and kills Sarah. Doug tries to run upstairs, but Terry jumps on his back and throws him to the ground. Doug is pinned to the floor and uses his hands to push Terry away, which frees Doug from Jason's grip. Doug runs upstairs, only to find Terry waiting for him. Terry screams for Doug to triple down, leave. Doug refuses to let Terry kill him and runs to the kitchen to grab a knife. But Jason finds Doug and rips his head off. When Trish, Tommy, Sam, and Stephanie return to the house, they find Rob and Terry dead. Okay, so Rob's dead now, apparently. Terry appears to be possessed by the spirit of her grandfather, who declares that, I'm hitting that button again, Terry must feed on the blood of the sacrificial lambs. Terry looks at the detective, Sam, and Tommy, then suddenly returns to her original appearance. Terry decides to feed on Sam. She opens Sam's shirt and takes a bite, but Tommy jumps in front of her and manages to stab her in the face. Okay, so Stephanie takes Sam to the hospital, leaving Trish and Tommy alone at the house. They attempt to lock all the doors and windows, but Jason breaks through the front door with brute force. Trish tells Tommy to hide while she leads Jason away from the house. Instead of hiding, Tommy concocts a plan to trick Jason by luring him into the woods. Tommy leads Jason into the woods to a large building. Tommy digs a hole in the ground, prepares the same knife, and combs his hair. He then sits on top of the hole and waits. When Jason enters the woods, Tommy jumps out and traps Jason in the hole. But Tommy's knife slips and he runs into Jason. Trish then enters the scene and runs to help Tommy. Trish manages to distract Jason. As Jason is distracted, Tommy rushes over and kills Jason for good by stabbing him in the chest with his own knife. Jason dies with a smile on his face as the screen fades to black. Oh, that's cool. Looks like the AI was nice enough to end the story for me. Meanwhile, here are a few AI test creations I couldn't use in the story, but I thought they were funny. Before Sam dies, Jason spits on Paul, then decapitates him. Trish screams and her feet stop working. Paul and Jason flirt, and Paul kisses her. The film was shot on location in the Haddonfield, Illinois area. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and let me know what movies you'd like to see done in the future. And if you're new here, check out this other stuff and consider subscribing. And until next time, later, Danger Seekers.